Not everything you've heard about money is true. Actually, most of the mainstream narrative around money has been disproven by modern, developed society time and time again. Watch this video until the end and you'll be smarter than all your friends who regurgitate the same old, outdated ideas someone said to them a long time ago and they made it their entire personality. Here are 15 money myths debunked. Number 1. Rich people are all crooks and evil. Overwhelmingly false. This is one of those remnants of the past of slavery, where only the rich could afford to own slaves or you got rich using slave labor. In today's world, doctors, lawyers, software engineers are all well off. Not Forbes 500 rich, but well off. The most common profession that builds wealth is entrepreneur. You have an idea, you create paying jobs for people and build a business out of it. If your idea solves a problem that people are willing to pay for, you get rich. People wrongly assume that in order to get rich, you trick other people into giving you money. An absolutely absurd idea. The marketplace decides whose idea and execution is valuable. You could either trade your money in exchange for someone's effort, expertise, and network who's going to build you the house you want, or you're free to do it yourself. Once you change your perception about how easy wealth is generated by providing value for others, your entire worldview changes. Plus, you cannot become something you hate. If you hate the rich, you'll never be able to build wealth because you'll always be blinded by the hatred instead of looking and learning what's actually happening. Number 2. You get rich by saving your money. False. This is another one of those things that poor people borrowed from rich, but never without the proper context. The truth is, you don't get rich by saving your money. Saving money allows you to stay rich once you've already gotten there. Now, we'll say this again, but differently so it sinks in. Saving money allows you to maintain your current level of wealth. It does not move you up. This idea might be a massive wake-up call to most of you. The mainstream believe in this idea of wealth as an outcome of accumulation, and it couldn't be further from the truth. You get rich by earning money while you're not working. This doesn't happen through savings, only through investments. An investment is something that generates non-stop income for you without the need of your input, be it time, money, or energy. The money that you save in your piggy bank, bank account, etc., that's not an investment. Cash is actually a depreciating asset, meaning it's losing value while you keep it under the mattress. $100,000 3 years ago is not the same as $100,000 today when everything is at least 50% more expensive. Number 3. The more money you have, the happier you'll be. Partially true. There is a threshold of happiness. Today, it's around the $100,000 per year in earnings mark. So, poor people are correct when they say that money will make them happier, because most of the reasons for unhappiness in their lives revolve around money problems. Money can fix money problems. Money can increase comfort. Money can take away the stress of everything money-related. But the truth is, money doesn't actually make you happy, but it removes some barriers. It removes some of the unhappiness you have in life. Once money can no longer solve your issues, you're faced with a different set of problems. There's actually a money trap that most people aren't aware of. There's a point where making more money is actually causing you more unhappiness. Yeah, you heard that right. The basis for it is the law of diminishing returns. So let's say you've got a box of infinite chocolates in front of you. The first chocolate tasted great. The second one, also great, but a little bit less than the first. 50 pieces of chocolate later and you're already full and tired of eating chocolate. So what happens if you keep going? Well, 10 more and you start to feel sick. Another 10 and your body starts to reject it. Another 10 and you might need to go to the hospital. Keep eating and you'll eventually die. Believe it or not, it's the same with money. Actively earning money and climbing the financial ladder is incredibly stressful. You're constantly putting out fires, solving problems, and dealing with issues that are keeping you up at night. The more you climb, the magnitude of these problems increases. At this point, you're probably wondering, so Alex, what is the sweet spot? Where do you stop trying to earn money? And honestly, that answer differs from one person to the other, from race, geography, upbringing, and so forth. From a ballpark perspective, $15 to $25 million should be more than enough for you and your family to never have to worry about money again. From 25 and up, money no longer contributes to your happiness index. Remember this as you climb. Number 4. If you want to get rich, you need a big salary. The biggest lie modern society has told is that in order to be rich, you need a high-paying job. Absolute bollocks! This is because people confuse professional status with wealth. A high-level lawyer or doctor is respected in society. They've garnered esteem from their fellow citizens because normal people need their specialized services in dire times. So, this artificially inflates their perceived worth, the same way a bottle of water is more valuable in the desert than at a supermarket. But what you don't see is that behind the scenes, the cost of living that identity is also going up. The lawyer lives in a city center in an overpriced apartment, drives an overpriced car, and pays too much for their suits and ties. Just think of memberships to country clubs, charity dinners, you get the point. The cost of being a successful lawyer goes up proportionally with the income of the lawyer. And it's the same with most professions, where the saying goes, dress for the job you want. But if you want to be rich, it's not the salary you should be monitoring. Most ultra-wealthy individuals have no salaries at all. Instead, they have ownership in the business. Instead of working for a top law firm, they own a top law firm. The richest doctors in the world, they don't practice medicine. Instead, they started pharmaceutical companies or own their own clinics. If you want to get rich, own something that increases in value over time. Number 5. With high risk always comes a high reward. And the myth that entrepreneurs are risk takers. Not really, no. High risk probabilistically returns a negative outcome. This is why 9 out of 10 businesses fail. The job of an entrepreneur isn't to be risky all the time, it's actually the opposite. As an entrepreneur, your job is to minimize risk as much as possible.